Fukushima directly killed 1 person from radiation. Coal kills 7 million every year. So why did we shut down nuclear? On March 11, 2011, the most powerful earthquake in Japan's recorded history struck the northeast coast. The tsunami that followed was 40 meters tall. It killed 18,000 people, and it triggered a meltdown at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. 3 reactors failed. Hydrogen explosions, radioactive releases, 164,000 people evacuated. The world watched in horror. Germany shut down all its nuclear plants within a year. Japan closed 40 reactors. The global nuclear industry was set back a decade. Now, here is the number that should stop you cold. According to the United Nations Scientific Committee on the Effects of Atomic Radiation, no adverse health effects among Fukushima residents have been directly attributed to radiation exposure. 1 worker has since died from lung cancer attributed to radiation. 1. The evacuation itself killed more people than the radiation. Thousands died from the stress, displacement, and disruption of being moved. Not from the reactor, from the panic around the reactor. Now, compare that to what replaced nuclear when Germany shut it down. Coal plants. Those replacement coal plants have released an additional 36 million tons of CO2 annually and caused the premature deaths of 1,100 people per year from air pollution alone. Every year. Quietly. Without a single news camera. This is what risk scientists call the asymmetry of perception. A dramatic, visible, cinematic disaster triggers global policy change. A slow, invisible, statistical death toll does not. Fossil fuels are responsible for approximately 7 million deaths per year worldwide. Every year, like clockwork. Nuclear has killed fewer people in its entire history than coal kills in a single week. A 2013 NASA study calculated that nuclear power has prevented 1.84 million air pollution deaths since 1971 and could prevent up to 7 million more by 2050 if it replaces fossil fuels instead of being shut down. The black swan of Fukushima scared the world into burning more coal, and that decision has been killing people every single day since. There are 2 kinds of risk, the kind that makes headlines and the kind that fills cemeteries. The world is placing a $100 trillion bet on a fuel it has banned, feared, and weaponized for 80 years. So, do we take it? Here is where we land. The global nuclear energy market is projected to reach $100 trillion by 2050. That is not a science projection. That is a financial one. It is the collective bet being placed by every government, every tech company, every military, and every energy strategist on Earth. And the bet has 3 components. Component 1. The military will never give up uranium. Depleted uranium rounds are in active deployment right now in Ukraine. Nuclear submarines patrol every ocean on Earth. The deterrence framework that has prevented a third world war for 80 years runs entirely on enriched uranium. No government on Earth is walking away from that. Component 2. The energy transition cannot happen without it. The world needs 24/7 baseload power. Solar and wind cannot provide it. Batteries cannot store enough of it. By 2030, AI data centers alone will need electricity equivalent to all of Japan. Goldman Sachs estimates 85 to 90 gigawatts of new nuclear capacity must come online by 2030, just for data centers. That is before a single electric vehicle, electric heating system, or industrial electrification project is counted. Component 3. The risk calculus has permanently shifted. The data is now undeniable. Nuclear is 350 times safer than coal by deaths per unit of energy. Its waste fits in a single building, and the new generation of SMRs are physically incapable of the meltdowns that defined Chernobyl and Fukushima. The fear of uranium was always partly rational, and partly manufactured. The slow death of carbon was always hiding in plain sight. So is the $100 trillion gamble worth it? Consider this. The element was formed in an exploding star 6.6 billion years ago. It crossed the galaxy, settled into the ground beneath our feet. We discovered it in 1789 and used it to make yellow pottery glaze. Then we split its atom and ended a world war. Then we turned its waste into a weapon and fired it across battlefields. Then we used it to power cities and submarines for 70 years. And now, the four most powerful technology companies on Earth have independently concluded that the only fuel capable of powering the artificial intelligence revolution is uranium. One element, 6.6 billion years in the making, used to make glass, used to end wars, used to power the internet, used to run AI. The $100 trillion gamble is already underway. The chips are on the table, and the forbidden fuel is back.